to Professor Chris Rego for doing this. We just quickly want to give a quick minute to introduce Enat Daniele. She's the program manager at BSO at Baycrest. So wants to say a little bit about the BSO rounds, and then also Anna Kular. So.
Yeah, just to respect our time, I will just be very brief. I just want to say thank you to everyone. I am really honored to take part in this event and to mark the Truth and Reconciliation Day as part of BSO Rounds and in partnership with our other partners in Geriatric and Addictions Round. And I want to say that in behavior support in particular, intimate understanding of the person's history and circumstances is so critical to understanding their behavioral expressions. And I'm so grateful to Marilyn White, White Campbell, our addiction specialist, the team at BSO and the team at CLRI and our partnering organizations for making this event possible, and especially to our speaker today. And I wanted to let people know that next month, BSO Rounds will be resuming our usual schedule of the third Thursday of the month from 2 to 3. And next month, we will be discussing also past trauma in veterans and the role that it plays in behavioral expression. So stay tuned for details. Thank you very much.
Okay, and Anna?
Hi, thank you. I'd like to echo Enat's gratitude. It's great to be here and learning from all of you. I work with the Canadian Mental Health Association in Waterloo, Wellington, with the Specialized Geriatric Services Program. We also host joint geriatric addictions rounds on the second Tuesday of every month from noon until 1 p.m. I hope you'll join us in the future. We have a great lineup of speakers coming this year. If you are interested in being on our communication list, please send me an email and I'll post my email in the chat as well. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you. I want to introduce you to Stacey from CLRI.
Welcome, Miigwech. I'm Stacey Guy. I'm a knowledge broker with the Ontario Centres for Learning, Research and Innovation in Long-Term Care. I would like to take this opportunity to introduce Jane McKinnon-Wilson, who is a system coordinator from CMHA Waterloo, Wellington, and invite her to give the land acknowledgement at this time.
Thank you, Stacey, and thank you everyone, and welcome. While we connect virtually today across regions of Ontario, we would like to acknowledge that each of us resides on a specific ancestral homeland. The township of Centre Wellington, where I am located today, was negotiated as part of Treaty 3, 1784, and Treaty 19, 1818, signed by the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation. Additionally, most of the township is within lands originally set aside for the people of 6 nations of the Grand River under the Haldimand Proclamation of 1784. The township of Centre Wellington is within the traditional lands of the Ottawa Wandron or Neutral Nation, the Huron-Wendat Nation, and the Grand River Métis Council. Today, September 30th, 2021, marks the first National Day for Truth and Reconciliation, honoring the lost children and survivors of residential schools, their families and communities, and to commemorate the impact and trauma endured by Indigenous people in Canadian residential schools. We also acknowledge the continued and ongoing effects of colonialism in this area, Ontario and Canada, recognizing the contributions of Indigenous peoples in strengthening our community, and by acknowledging them reminds us of our important connection to this land and our appreciation to have the opportunity to serve older adults and continually learn. As citizens, we have a responsibility for the stewardship of this land and a commitment to truth and reconciliation. Acknowledging the land and the people whose land we are on is only a small part of the process of decolonization. May we all please pause for a moment of reflection. Thank you. And I'll turn it back over to Marilyn.
So thank you. So thank you, Jane. So I would like to introduce Professor Cristine Rego. She is a social worker and professor at Conestoga, at Fleming College, and has spoken at our geriatric addiction rounds before. She is a wealth of knowledge and a beautiful storyteller, and I am so excited to hear what you have to say today, Chris. So please, when we will have questions after Professor Rego is finished, so you can put your questions in the Q&A box, please. So thank you,
Okay,
Cristine.
well, let's just hope I do such a thorough job. There's not going to be any questions after, right? Let's hope that. Thank you for the introduction and thank you for the land acknowledgement. I too am a visitor on outside of my territory, so it's always nice to